Well, welcome to my music career presentation I meant. So, and I've been a country, folk, and bluegrass musician since July 9, 2018. So, and I've had this great music career since I've been playing my acoustic, after I've been playing my acoustic guitar since March 3rd, 2012. I've been a presentation, so I live in Hurricane, West Virginia, in an apartment with Bradley Moore, my most friend from the state of West Virginia. So he is my roommate. So I lived in Iowa, Wisconsin, Vermont, Indiana, Kentucky, and West Virginia. So I lived in 6 different states around the country. So, and my parents are moving to Fort Wayne, Indiana in a couple more weeks. Not next week, but the week after. So, I've had this awesome music career for almost 4 years, since July 9, 2018, when I was 21 years old. So, but I am a country, folk, and bluegrass musician. I started playing my acoustic guitar on March 3rd of 2012, and when I was 15 years old. At the beginning of my high school life. I went to Bloomington South for 4 years, and I took mass media and chorus. And I got a general diploma because I have autism on the spectrum. And I also work at Goodwill store in Scott Depot in Taze Valley District, right next to my house. So here's my best known song that I wrote. 2, 3, go. It's called Places in the Mountains. Hold on. I went to visit the rest of my family. Their state of residence for 3 days. I went grocery shopping as well. Father, I'd see him near the mountains. Everybody sing. Visiting places in the mountains. Where I was church shopping as well. I had Italian dinner for one night. Sat outside my parents' house supper. There stayed. Sing me again. Visiting places in the mountains. Well, that was my best known song that I wrote September 1st, 2018. So, I'm trying to think of my next song. There's one of my best known songs I wrote. I wrote another best known song in August 2018. I first started my music career July 9, 2018. The song is called The Train Museum. Goes like this. I went to the train museum for one of my summer day trips in another town in the state of Kentucky. I stopped at Arby's. Roast beef, cheese, and turkey lure, fries, and Diet Coke for my beverage. And I went to the train museum as well. Sing with me again. I went to the train museum in Southwest Kentucky. Properties in rural areas. Farm animals as well. Train stop turned around. Southwest Kentucky. That was awesome. I wrote this song in August 2018. So I have like over 100 albums. My first was Event Travel and Activities on a CD before CDs were out of date. So August 2018. This next song I'm going to sing is called, well, this has been, I had almost 5 years of music career next summer, 2023. So 2022 will be my 4-year music career anniversary. So here's my best known song that I wrote for my next album. My latest album is called Cooking in Life. So here's the song first. awesome buffet in the bluegrass state. The awesome ark visit, so very wonderful. I love Jesus Christ, he's an awesome sick guy and Savior, Son of the Holy Living Spirit. I love Jesus, he's my Savior, Spirit of the Holy Living God. The awesome buffet was so very wonderful. So, well, here's a song that I just wrote last night. For my next album that I'm going to release, it's called The Scary Blizzard. I went through the scary blizzard on the way back to Indiana. I'm going through the prom war in Michigan for my brother's gymnastics meet. I'm going back to Indiana for my brother's gymnastics meet. Took us 11 hours to get back, for the scary blizzard was so very wonderful. It was so scary to get back to my brother's house. It took us a long time than usual. So very scary to get back to my house. It was a scary time to get back to my homesick on Indiana in the 8th grade. I wrote that song. Well, it took a long time to get back to because it was a scary blizzard. So it was a scary blizzard. From when I was in Michigan, because I get sleepy a lot. So my mother said, "Lane Cohen, you have to get up now." So yeah, I only get 45 or an hour of sleep in the middle of the day. People usually sleep at night, so because my mom said, "Lane, you don't want to ruin your sleep schedule." So, and because it's permanent autism on the spectrum, and I work at Goodwill, and I only work 4 days a week. So 4 days a week, about 3 hours per 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday. So, and it's a massive, it's a big store in the middle of the Goodwill store. I work in the middle of the Goodwill store about Tuesday through Friday in the first half of the day. So I perform at Coal River Coffee House in the St. Albans, West Virginia. I want the first to perform always the first Thursday of the month. So here's the song. So, well, when I was little, my grandparents gave me a music video called Peter, Paul, and Mary by one of my favorite folk bands, Peter, Paul, and Mary. One of my favorite songs. That's why I wanted to become a country, folk, and bluegrass musician. They gave me because that's why I like all the old styles. Because my great-grandfather was a musician back in the history days before 1940. So I like music that's 80 years about all the old styles. Folk, country, bluegrass, and rock and roll. The song is Puff the Magic Dragon by Peter, Paul, and Mary. That's always been my favorite song my whole life, so here it is. Puff the magic dragon, live by the sea, frolicked in the autumn mist, land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff, brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Sing with me now, Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea, frolicked in the autumn mist, land called Honolulu. Oh, Puff, the magic dragon, lives by the sea, frolicked in the autumn mist, land called Honolulu. Thank you. Well, I've always let Peter, Paul, and Mary have always been my favorite folk bands my whole life. So, this is, my grandparents got me the Peter, Paul, Molly Tube music video on the CD. So, one of my favorite CDs for little kids my whole life since my first birthday in 1997 after I was born, 1996 on October 31st. I am 25 years old. For my first birthday, they introduced me to folk music and Peter, Paul, and Mary, one of my favorite folk bands. So, that's why I like folk, country, bluegrass, and rock and roll. So, this next song I'm going to sing that I've always liked my whole life since I was a very little kid. This is definitely a huge favorite song of mine. This is, well, about Noah's Ark from a long time ago. They say about church because I'm a Christian and Jesus follower. I love Jesus. He's an amazing man and the Son, and my Savior and the Son of the Holy Living Spirit. God. This is all God's prayers. I've always liked this song my whole life, so here it is. 2, 3, go. Hold on a second. All God's prayers got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire, and some just clap their hands and applause. Anything they got now? Well, listen to the basses, where on the bottom where the bullfrog goes. Hippopotamus, bones in the bones with the big to-do, and the old cow just goes moo. Well, the dogs and the cats, they take up little middle, honeybee hums, crickets fiddle, and the donkey prays, and the pony neighs, the old coyote howls. Sing now. All God's prayers got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Sing high to pause and anything they got now. Well, listen to the top where the little bird sings melody. High voice ring in the hoot owl owl with an everything. The jaybird disagrees. Listen to, well, singing in the nighttime, singing in the day. Little duck quacks said he's on his way. Possum knows how much to think. Porcupine talks to herself. All God's prayers got a place in the choirs. Low. Some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Good job. Well, that was amazing. I'm going to do another song. I wrote this song. Well, that was by Peter, Paul, Mary. One of my covers by Peter, Paul, and Mary. I have 2 Taylor guitars and 1 Martin. I got this Taylor Trim 14 Plus from Guitar Center, and I got my Taylor 114 from Guitar Center too, and my Martin X Series from Guitar Center. They're all 3 of my guitars are from Guitar Center, and my banjos from Route 60 Music in Barboursville, West Virginia, my home state. So my ukuleles from Guitar Center too, and my mandolins from Route 60 Music, and my pianos from Guitar Center too. They got for Christmas this year. So this has been my favorite song for a long time too, by Peter, Paul, and Mary, one of my favorite folk bands. So here it is. Sing this in elementary school. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Sing with me now. Home, well, sing with me now. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. Can you sing me? Where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Whoa. Three horses greasing out my window, brown, black, and white they stand, rolling pastures they can wander, free and easy is their land. Sing now, and oh, don't ever take away our freedom. Sing me now. Ha, ha. Don't ever take it away. Ha. Must cherish and keep that one part of our lives, and the rest we're gonna find one of these days. One of these days. I always thought that I'd see in my own lifetime and into poverty, just as in the wars. Now I've learned to that job gonna take a long, long time. So there's one thing that must endure. Help me sing the song, Dorothy. Here it is. Don't ever take away our freedom. Sing me now. Here's the song. Here it is. Sing with me now. Dorothy Ray. Don't ever take it away. We must cherish that part. Here it is. Must cherish and keep that one part of our lives, and the rest gonna find one of these days. One of these days. One of these days. When I'm old and thinking over this whole life that I led, there is one. Stop right there. So, well, I'm gonna move. Well, I started playing the banjo this past fall, right after Christmas, after I got back from the Great Wolf Lodge. So, this next song I'm gonna sing is called This song I'm going to sing is called, I'm trying to think of it. This is called the Animal Park. I'm going to the animal park with my relatives